wanted you to be on this podcast because I've known of you for so many years, and it seems like only recently our paths have like crossing, and I just thought, you know, I've worked with so many people, I've crossed paths with so many people, but I don't know them, and I've done so much music with so many people, and I don't really know who they are, but we've got all this social media stuff going on, so I thought I'd bring you on to just get to know you on a deeper level, really, and allow space for you to share your story to your followers, your fans. So I guess I'll start with kind of typical question, but like, how did it all start? When did you realise that music was the career path for you? Like, was it in school? Did you have that knowing that you wanted to do it, and were people encouraging you, or you know, all that kind of stuff? Yeah. Okay, how did it start?
So thank you for having me on. Because like you said, we've known of each other for so long on social media, and I was just talking about that last night. I was like, we have known about each other for so long, like Facebook, like I'm talking over 10 years. We've been like friends on Facebook. So
that was my first thought. I was thinking Facebook. I was thinking, fuck yeah,
it's been a long
time.
Weren't
even Instagram around. I'm not trying to give away our age or anything. But I remember thinking,
we're 20, okay?
21, yes.
But yeah, I've always known it's such a cliche answer. I've always known that I want to do music. And the big thing for me was like, I always knew that I wanted to sing. When I was a kid, I wanted to be a Spice Girl. That obviously didn't work out.
Which one?
Baby Spice. And which shocks a lot of people now, because they automatically think, oh yeah, Sporty Spice. Because usually I'm always in a tracksuit.
You are always in cool streetwear.
Yeah, I don't know if it's cool, but it's definitely like sporty, which is ironic because I don't really do sport either. But I want to be Baby Spice
quite fast.
Huh?
You got up those stairs quite fast.
I don't know how, like, as well, because I haven't really done anything for like the last week at least. So yeah, I'm pretty proud of myself. I'm proud of both of us. Yeah. Them stairs are not for the faint-hearted. I've always known I want to do it, and the starting point for me was two of my friends were doing the talent show at my high school, and I got FOMO. I was like, because they were both singing in the talent show, and I was like, I want to do this, but I'd never sang before in my life. So I went away.
What, sang in public or just sang?
I hadn't, I mean, I guess I'd probably sing around the house, but I didn't know if I could sing. So I went home and I just taught myself to sing. And I know that sounds really like, oh yeah, of course you did. But like, I think that's one thing, that if I want to do something and I wholeheartedly want to do it, I'll go and do it. So I went and taught myself to sing. And I remember my brother's now wife was his girlfriend at the time, being like, was that you singing? And I was like, yeah. She was like, that's quite good. And that was it. That's all I needed to hear. And I was like, right, okay. And I just went in. I'd always written poetry as a kid. So, and I'd always kind of played keys really badly. Like my brother's just really badly. Like, just basically like, dun, dun, dun.
I thought you were going to say, I've always played keys, you know, really good.
Trained classically, darling. No, none of that. Ooh. And my brother's really good, like self-taught. On the keys, really, really talented, bless him. And he always used to hand me down his old pianos, keyboards, and so I used to just play. And then when I was about 12, 13, that's when I started to sing. And my brother was like, why don't you put your poems to music? And I started writing songs at 13. Went into the studio at 16 to record my first song, and that was it. I haven't stopped since then.
That's amazing. I can tell you haven't stopped.
Likewise. That's something that I really, really rate about you, is your work rate. Like, there's not many people that have been doing it as long.
I know. I've noticed as well, like, people are there a couple of years, they drop out, someone else comes, they drop out. And actually, I thought the same about you, which is another reason why I wanted you on the podcast as well, because it seems like you haven't stopped, and you have been that one person that's almost like been consistent with me. You know, it's like we haven't always spoken, but I've always been like, sick, good girl.
Thank you. Likewise. Oh, thank you.
That's all right. So when you decided to go for it, were there other people telling you, oh, don't bother, you're never gonna make it? You know, like music, because when I was doing music, it wasn't really looked at as like a proper job.
Yeah.
And it was kind of like, you're stupid, you know, don't get into music, go and get a proper job. So did you have any of that around you?
You know what? Like, I've been so fortunate to have my mum. And my mum is the one that has anything I want to do, she'll be there rooting for me. Pretty much everything. There might be a few things where she's like,
what are you doing?
Yeah, like, that's a questionable choice. But like, she will back me 1,000,000% with my music. And my brother as well, very like encouraging. Like, he's very musical, so growing up around him, they were both very like encouraging. I'd say the rest of my family, like, no one was ever like, you shouldn't do that. But they just...
But you could tell they were just thinking, what's she doing?
Like, love them. But I just know that like my gran, bless her, like, I think up until maybe very recently, she thought I should go and get my, you know, job doing nails or something like that.
Okay.
And like a proper job.
What is that? Are you into beauty and things like that?
No, but I just think like, well, I like doing my makeup, but no, I'm like complete opposite. I would probably be the worst at doing anyone else's makeup or nails or anything like that. Mine, cool, sit there and do my eyeliner, but I don't know where I'd start.
I'm exactly the same. Everyone's like, oh my god, your makeup's so nice. I don't know about today after
you
walking
look
up
beautiful,
all
you always look lovely, mate.
Thank you. Everyone's like, I love your makeup, can you do mine? I'm like, no, I can't do yours now.
Yeah, I've been quite lucky.
Oh, so good to hear. So your brother does music?
Yeah.
And he's taught himself to play piano. Is he in the music industry at all?
So he is, but he also, for him, it's always been like more of a hobby. And I rate that. I really, really rate that. He's done absolutely incredible. Like, he's achieved amazing things. But music's kind of always been like a hobby. But he's so talented. Like, he DJs, he MCs, like he produces. Like, he's very much into his dubstep.
Cool.
And
do I know him?
Possibly. His name's R-Dubs. So, like, I don't know. But his real name's Steve. But like, I'm like, he looks like an R-Dubs. But possibly.
Oh, good. So does he DJ out at clubs, events?
Not loads, but yeah, he does.
Oh, well, amazing. I didn't know that. I'm gonna have to do some research.
Yeah.
That'd be wicked. So when you were like really going for it, have you always had the confidence? Have you just always known, I'm good at this and I'm fucking sick? Have you ever had those moments where you know, oh my god, should I do it? Shouldn't I? Because I asked that because when I first finally found the confidence to do music, I still was like, okay, maybe I won't sing, maybe I'll do production, and I did evening courses in production, and it wasn't, until fucking years of going, fuck this, I need to write, I need to sing. Have you always just been like, I'm fucking well sick?
I think it's really weird, right? Because I think I'm very delusional in the sense that, like, I've been like
they say that you have to be delusional.
I am very delusional, mate. Like, if there's something that I want to do, like, there's absolutely nobody on planet Earth, which sometimes to my detriment, that can tell me no. Like, but on the flip side of that, I don't think I'm the best. I'm like my biggest cheerleader and my worst critic. So, like, if I want to do something, I will do it.
Yeah.
But on the flip side, obviously I'm human and I do have doubts, but for me it's just like music is always tunnel vision. I love it so much, and it's the only thing that I've ever really wanted to do, that I've known that I want to do. And sometimes people say to me, have you ever thought about giving up? No.
Like giving up?
Yeah, like, do you ever have the moments where you feel like, you just can't carry on? And no. Yeah. Like, I don't. I think there's been like one, maybe two moments where I'm talking about for a split second where I thought, oh my god, like, can I do this? Can I juggle this? Yeah. And then I cry and I'm like, there's no way, I could never stop. I could never stop.
Yeah, you can tell that you are so passionate by all the things that you do with your music, the way you speak about it. And I often see people like do posts, and they do their big grand post and let everybody know, hi guys, I'm leaving the industry, I've given up music, I've been doing it 2 years, and I've had enough. I'm not getting anywhere. And I think 2 years.
Yeah. A lot of people don't realise how much graft you have to put in.
Yeah.
Like, it's not for everyone.
Yeah.
And it's hard.
Yeah.
Like, even like now, after doing it all for the length of time that we have.
Yeah.
Sometimes I feel like, oh, maybe I should be at this position. Then I remember it's like, it's hard.
Yeah.
The best advice I got recently from Danny, you know Danny Blaze.
Your boyfriend.
My boyfriend.
Slash manager, yeah.
I remember there was this opportunity that, like, I was meant to sign to an agency, and it didn't come off.
For music or
for music. Yeah, it was
but I mean, like for singing or DJing.
For DJing, DJing and singing, but like mainly DJing, and it didn't come off, and I was heartbroken.
Yeah.
And he was like, just looked at me, he was like, you need to work harder, and that was the best advice, because even though in that moment I was like, I feel like I deserve this, like, why?
Yeah.
Why do you deserve it? Like, work harder, and that was the best advice. Like, you have to just keep going.
I think that's such a great mindset to have as well, because I know over the years I've got in myself and I've been like, oh, I've done this and I've done that, and you think I need to fucking work harder.
Yeah.
I need to fucking work harder. And I also think with social media now as well, everything looks nice and easy.
Yeah.
Everything's just like, oh, hey, look, I've written a song and it's done so well. And then other people are like, yeah, I want to be an artist, because it's so saturated now.
Yeah.
You remember when we were doing it, like, when I think back, and I don't really remember any other singers sort of really doing the things that we were doing. Yeah. I know we had like different styles and stuff, but I don't. When I think back, I think of you.
Yeah.
I don't think of really anybody else. There might be one or two.
I was the only one doing it though. I'm joking.
Run shit.
It was just us. No, but like, we've been doing it a long time. Like, there's a lot of people that were doing it then that aren't doing it now. But one person that I remember from that time, Genesis Elijah. That guy has worked. I recognise
that name.
He's been doing it, like, that guy has never stopped. Again, like, I remember him from that time, but you're right, when you say, like, social media makes everything look so easy now. And it's really weird, because I feel like a lot of, like, I still class myself as up and coming, even after all this time.
I've seen you put on your post, like, this happened to little old me, and I think, little old, are you fucking mental? Do you know how much fucking shit you've done?
It's crazy.
Amazing stuff. But I guess that shows how humble you are, because anyone if you've ever come up in conversation, not one person has one bad thing to say about you. Everyone always says how lovely you are.
That's really nice.
And I'm like, oh, if I can meet her now.
Oh, that's really nice.
Honestly, no one has ever said a bad word about you at all. So,
thanks.
And I think it's really good to be humble. I know it's good to have those delusions and be like, I'm the fucking shit. I've got this goal. But at the same time, I think when music is just you, and that is your passion, there is a humbleness that comes with it, because you enjoy the journey. It's not always about getting that agency and getting that. If it happens, you know what, great. If not, we know.
That turned out to be one of the best things that happened, to be fair. Like, it worked in my favour, but it just, at the time, felt like the biggest thing ever. Sorry, please carry on.
No, that's fine. I was trying to think of what I was saying that related to something that you were saying.
I'm not going to remember. But we were talking about social media, like, and just in general it being like everyone making it look so easy. That's the weirdest thing that I find. I find that the people that are up and coming are trying to make themselves look as if they are like signed under a label, and the people that are signed under a label are trying to make themselves look like they're homegrown. Do you know what I mean? It's a really weird reverse thing, like, or like you're saying, I just wrote this song. Like, generally, like, when I've ever posted, I just wrote this song, usually it's that quick, and I'll be like, I'll write a song and then because I'm weird like that, I'll get something in my head and I'll have to do it there and then. Yeah. But I do find that I don't know, it's like it's gone backwards. Yeah. But because I think people like to connect, they resonate with realness. Yeah. So just getting your camera out and plonking it in front of you and being like, I just did this, is you can connect to that more than a music video.
100%, and you can really tell that on your social media if nothing really feels forced.
Yeah.
On your social media, and it's like I see the other singers, producers, and I think that is you fucking set that up all day. You try to get the perfect shot, and you just think you didn't just roll out of bed and jump into your studio. You've been planning that for fucking years.
So true.
But you can tell.
Yeah.
I can definitely tell. I don't know if that's like I don't know if that's like a sense, but I don't know. I guess everyone's different. You can just when someone's genuine and when someone's not.
Yeah, 100%.
You can really feel it. I can feel it.
No, you can.
And I've noticed that your birthday is in March, right?
Yeah.
March
30th.
Yeah, so you're Aries.
Yeah.
So do you think the way that you see things and that's it, I'm going for it, is anything to do with the fact that you're an Aries? Just going to touch on it, because every Aries that I know is exactly the same.
Yeah.
If you believe in any of that shit.
No, but I do. I feel like I used to... My mum's a psychic medium, so I'm very spiritual and very much love a reading. Get the tarot cards out. My mum will get a new set of cards and she'll be like, I'll give you a reading later. I'll be like, yes, please.
Oh my God.
So I am very spiritual.
Yeah.
I don't really know much about star signs. Yeah, I used to get the Sun newspaper and go and follow. What was it? Mystic Meg?
Yeah.
She used to have a column. I used to read them every day religiously, but I haven't for years.
I haven't read them for years,
but I have moments where I go through everything happens for a reason, and then I go the complete opposite, and then I'll maybe not believe so much, and then something will happen, and I'll be like, that's spooky.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think I'm somewhere in between. I don't know, because I don't really know much about star signs.
Yeah, well, I'm not some fucking nut job, but I just know there's some...
Why not? I am.
Well, I mean nut job about the star signs, but I just know there are characteristics of different star signs. Not everybody's the same, but there's there's a lot of similarities, and I find with Aries, they are just so headstrong, and once they get their goal, that's it. You can't fucking tell them nothing. They're doing it.
Yeah, that's very much me. Yeah. No one can tell me no once I've got something in my head, and it's
Because I saw a post the other day as well that said, so you said, what did you say? You said, this manifesting thing is a thing apparently, but I've been doing it all these years because it's become fashionable now, hasn't it? All this.
This is it. As a kid, because I remember thinking that as a kid, I used to think about stuff obsessively.
Yeah.
And eventually it would happen.
Would you think of it as if it's already happened?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I didn't know it was manifesting. I just would obsessively think about it, daydreaming.
Yeah.
As if I was in that moment, doing whatever it is that I wanted to do, and it would happen.
For example?
Oh gosh.
Was it everything?
Everything. I'm just trying to think, what I actually really wanted to do. I don't tell people if I want to do stuff, because if it don't happen, I feel stupid.
Yeah.
But Charlie T's 60 Second Send It. I've been wanting to do that for so long.
Have you got it?
No, I haven't. I wish.
I want to do that as well.
I pictured myself. Yeah, I mean,
I race you to it.
Charlie, if you're listening, we'd like to do it. Really like to do it. But I pictured myself in front of that Radio 1 microphone. This was before I was really focusing on presenting. So for anyone that doesn't know, I have my own radio show, and
on Flex.
I recently got signed as a presenter, and I've been focusing on that. And I recently did I covered for Charlie Hedges on Radio 1.
I know!
She's my favourite presenter, one of my favourite presenters, and my favourite show on Radio 1. Absolutely insane. But I pictured myself...
I told my friend that you were coming on. Her name is Tatty, and she was like, oh my God, I loved her Radio 1 show. I thought she was so good. Yeah. Sorry.
Thank you. Oh, bless her. Yeah, so I just pictured myself in front of that mic. And obviously, I ended up in front of the mic. It wasn't quite how I imagined it, but I think that's something as well. Things don't always happen the way that you think they're going to happen.
Yeah. Because maybe that's the journey that you were meant to go on, or it's not 100%. The right time yet.
100%.
What kind of things has your mum said that have come true, or is it more like a help guiding you type thing?
I'd say, well, there's been certain. What, sorry?
Do you take advice from your mum like that? Or you say, go on, give me a reading, Mum?
I should.
You go, okay.
Because she's always right. Like, I should take advice from her. It is more guidance, and like, so there's been like positive things and negative things, like certain things that I wouldn't talk about because they're not related to me, but there's certain things that she said, oh, I had this really like horrible vision that this happened, and then it ended up happening. It was really weird when it happened. I was like, oh my god, like that's. Then that was at a point.
It music related or
no, it was family related, and like it wasn't my thing, so obviously I won't talk about it. But it's more guidance. Like I think she knows me as well. Like she could tell me.
She doesn't even need to get the cards out.
Yeah, don't do this, like, or do this, and ultimately, like, I'm probably just gonna do what I've got in my head anyway. And she knows me better than anyone, and kind of like she'll make little suggestions and
Leanne, don't do that.
I'll just know by the tone of her voice or the look. She'll be like, okay. I'll be like, you're not up for me doing this. I can tell. Bless her. But she's the best.
She's got to be your number one fan, right?
She is 1,000,000%. I could not do what I'm doing without her. I mean, I could be a hell of a lot harder. Like she's amazing. She's the best nanny as well.
I was gonna say, do you mean that in terms of because you've got a son?
Yeah.
Which is mind blowing as well, and you think of all these things that you're doing, and you think, fucking hell, you're a mum as well.
Yes, like. That she's been the most amazing support.
Yeah.
I remember when I was like found out I was pregnant, and I was obviously happy, but also it was a shock, and I cried, and I was like, I'm not going to be able to do my music anymore.
I was gonna ask you that. I was gonna say, how did you feel? You know.
It was scary because like music's been my whole life. It's all I've ever wanted to do. And then I was like, I'm not going to be able to do it anymore. And I remember like random people on the internet being like, yeah, you ain't going to be able to do this anymore. Now you're a mum, and getting comments like, oh, you've ruined your body now and stuff like that. Yeah.
From people that you knew?
From people that I knew. Like not all people that I knew, but the one about the body was someone that I knew. It was like a caretaker at mate, what has my body got to do with you? Like but like just comments like that, and I was like, oh, I'm not going to be able to do it. And then it was like, why am I not able to do it? And my mum has been the biggest support, so I would have always carried on doing it, but I just think she's been the biggest support. And it's not easy, but it's doable.
Yeah, well done you. I was going to say, what advice would you give to mums, or mums to be, because I do hear a lot of like my friends having kids, and they have that mindset of like, oh, that's it, and I'm just I'm gonna have to look after this kid for 18 years. It's always like, oh, it's always like it's a bit draggy, and I think I have the best of fucking both worlds. I don't have kids, but I imagine if I did, I'd spend my time being a mum, but I'd have to do my passions. There's no way I could just stop. And not saying that being a mum is awful, obviously, but we're human and we've got so many different things that we love and enjoy, and I wouldn't be able to just do one thing and not do the other. So what advice would you give to the mums listening out there to let them know you fucking can do this, and you can fucking have it all? 100%.
If you lose that part of yourself, that your passion, you're not going to be happy. You're going to be miserable, and it's really difficult for different people have got different circumstances. Yeah. And I'm so fortunate to have the support of my mum. Like I'm fully aware of that. Some people don't have that. Yeah. But I think even if it's just one small thing, like 1 minute, because like there's been points in my life with my son growing up where it's been very full on. He's autistic, ADHD, and he. Love him so much, but there's been points where it has been so full on, and it feels so impossible, but I've always just kind of found a way. Like I wish I had better advice, but I think any advice I give to anyone, not even just mums, if you just do one small thing every day, even if it's just 1 minute, even if it's like, I don't know, like
go and take a breather outside.
Yeah,
just like gather your thoughts.
Or just even send an email or do one little thing, working towards what you want to do. You can do it. It's not easy, and I'd also say don't be guilty, because that's a big thing for me. I feel guilty when I'm working because I'm not with my son. When I'm with my son, I feel guilty because I'm not working. And recently I've had to just try and be like, it's fine. You're allowed to have a life. Like, you are.
Of course.
Some people don't think that, but you are. You need, otherwise you'll go insane. If you don't have that time for you. But like I said, everyone's situation's different. I'm fortunate. I'm so lucky. But if you want to go and do something, don't think that you can't. Just because you're a mum. Like, in fact, that's even better. You've got more experience, like more life experience. You've got them added layers of understanding.
That's really beautiful, because I just, the older I get, the more I think, fucking hell, how did I get through that? How did I manage this? How did I do that? And I just think, as women, we are just so amazing and just such powerful beings that I just think, of course we can do it all. Of course we can have it all.
We can. Feel power.
Yeah, Spice Girls.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll be scary.
You be scary Spice, I'll be baby Spice.
You had your son on a song, didn't you?
I did.
Does he love that you do music as well?
He does now. He used to hate it. Like, I'm talking. If I was ever singing when he was younger,
he wouldn't say shut up.
He would scream, "Shut up!" He hated it, and it's funny because when he was in my belly, I was like releasing a song called Spotlight, and I filmed a music video. And anytime I used to sing that song, he used to kick. And I used to think, "Oh, he likes it." No,
but he was saying, "Shut the fuck up."
He come out. Once I gave birth to him, I would sing and he would cry, and I'd be like, "Oh God!" And for years, like, he hated it. But I think now there's certain things that I've achieved where he's like, "Oh, that's pretty cool."
He's like, "She's alright."
Like the Radio 1 thing, so proud. And it's so nice because he's for so long just been like, "Shut up, mum." Like, but now he's just like,
"Who are you anyway?"
Yeah, exactly. But he is proud now, which is really nice. But it's not always been the case.
Oh, bless him.
Yeah, he used to hate it, which is fair enough. But I think also, it was probably the frequencies. Like I said, he's autistic. I think maybe like certain pitches he probably just couldn't take. So bless him. Sorry, Tyron.
Oh, is that his name?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cute. So, touching, I know you said your son's got ADHD and autism. What are your thoughts? Obviously, you don't have to go into it if you don't want to, but you know, these things have sort of come like a fashion now. Like everyone's, it's in people's bio. Like, I've got ADHD, I've got anxiety, and it's like, it's cool. Does that piss you off, thinking, no, I've got a son and this is actually serious? Because it's like where it's so cool now to label yourself with these things, like it's taken away the seriousness of the depth you've got to deal with in a severe situation. Do you think, oh, shut the fuck up?
Shut up, mate. Like, no, do you know what?
Because I think it's like, can you imagine, if I was in your situation, I'd just want to fucking punch everybody in the face.
Okay, don't fuck me. No, do you know what? No, do you know what? I don't. But I don't really think about it.
Okay. I've just made myself look like an angry bastard.
Not at all, no, because there are some people that, like, there's some people that I know, I, like, again, I don't want this to sound weird, but, like, when I meet someone, I can usually tell if they're on the spectrum. And I've got friends that have got children that think their children are on the spectrum. Now, I'm not a doctor. I can't say no, they're not. But at the same time, like, you just, I don't know, I can tell within the first few seconds. Like, that probably sounds really weird.
No.
But
you've got experience. Could just be one of those things that you just know.
Yeah, but I think it's like, it's a weird one because I think now there's more awareness, and there's so many videos on the internet. Like, even myself, like, I think I've kind of always known that I have ADHD, but the more I've grown up, and the older I've got, the more I realise, like, this is actually a thing, and I'm
Yeah.
but I've never been diagnosed, so I feel a bit still part of me that feels stupid, but yeah, I think just because there's more awareness around it all, and there's so many like symptoms, but it's really weird. Like I don't know. Yeah, I don't think I really think about it. Like in terms of like people like
when other people say they have.
But but then you know someone be like, oh, I'm being bipolar or something like that. Stuff like that. I'm like, some people would probably get really offended by that.
Yeah.
And some people wouldn't. I think it just it depends on the person.
Yeah. Yeah, I just sometimes it annoys me and I
Yeah.
see people and I just think you just get off of Instagram and sort your
Yeah.
head out.
No,
but
fully
you know,
hear that.
I'm not a doctor, but it just seems like it's a fashion now, so I thought I'd just
No, I think that it is though. I think you're bang on. It's like anything, certain things are like trendy, but then there's sometimes people don't actually realise how severe them things are, and how deep they go and how much they affect people's lives. It's not just, pardon me, excuse me, it's not just
I'll edit that
out. Keep the burp in, it's fine. Honest talks with Jasmine, it's fine. We'll keep the burp in. I'm lost my train of thought now.
I think you were saying about it is fashionable, and you know some people do just use the label.
Yeah, and I think they probably do, and they probably don't mean any harm by it, but I think that there are so many layers to it, and such a big spectrum.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
There you go, some good advice from me. That's all I've got to say on the matter.
Okay, so what about your presenting? Why did you decide to start DJing? Was it something that you were like, oh, let me try this, or was it more of like a sort of business move? You know, like let me just add this to my thing. You know, how did it happen?
It was like one of them things that I kind of was always like, with singing, I've always known I want to do that, and I've just done it. With DJing, it was like I used to look at them and be like, oh, that looks cool, but that looks way too hard.
Yeah.
I can't do that.
Exactly what I think.
Yeah, it's not like until like I kept mentioning it, like, oh, I'd really like to do it, until one day Danny was like, I'll teach you then. Come on, let's do it. And that same day we went back to his and he taught me how to DJ. And I remember when I was very first learning, like the first ever like 1 or 2 lessons, like being like, I'm never going to get the hang of this. What is going on? How can I get the 2 songs in time?
Yeah.
What? I have to move the jog wheel? Like, what's going on? Like, and I thought, I'm never going to get the hang of this.
My thought as well is that I don't know the names of songs. How am I going to remember all these songs? And it's like, when you load them up before and then I'm like,
like
too much.
But I think you'd be surprised. I think you would be surprised how much it would click. And I think if it's something, because like, you've been doing this a long time, you were very determined, obviously, otherwise you wouldn't still be here. Like, if, like, I don't know, like, it just clicked. It had a moment where it clicked. And now I'm just like, why didn't I do it sooner?
Yeah.
I absolutely love it. And it's, like, now I probably get more bookings as a DJ than I do as a vocalist. Like, it's kind of probably, maybe it's half and half, but the presenting just came with the DJing, like, eventually, like, so Danny had 2 shows on Flex, and he very kindly gave one of them to me, which was very nice. So I have my own show on Flex every Monday, 2 to 4 National Anthem show.
Yeah!
And then I just thought, originally I just kind of like, 2 hours of mixing, and I would present and talk, but there was no structure to it. There was not really much thought process behind it. I wouldn't plan the shows. I would just turn up and have a mix, and I'm very much quite like that. I am very much like just go with the flow. Yeah. But then I was like, I'd really like to have more structure to this. I'd like to be a presenter. More professional. I'd like to sound like a presenter. So I started to focus more on my presenting, and then I got approached by a guy called Sonny at Westside Talent, and he was like, well, we went for a coffee, and he was like, is this something you want to do? Like, he has a roster of amazing presenters, like, on different stations, like Asian Network, Kiss, Capital, like, can't remember off the top of my head, but all different, like, stations, One Extra and stuff like that. And I was like, obviously it was a much deeper conversation. Like, do you want to do this?
Let's
cool.
go for it. Fuck it.
And he mentored me and
cool.
gave me advice and stuff, and it was just a combination of like, his mentoring, me wanting to do it, putting the work in, and now my shows are like structured. I know what I'm going to talk about. And I've got a little segment called Leanne's House Party, which is how I started, like just having a mix basically and just having fun with it, and off the back of that got some events going under the brand of Leanne's House Party, and it's not something I always knew I wanted to do. I didn't always know I want to DJ, I want to present. That's something that's kind of come off the back of singing just and Danny being like, well, go on then. Yeah. Do it. So like, stop talking about it and do it.
Did you think it's better then to plan your sets then? Because I work for a lot of DJs / producers, and it always seems like the guys who plan their sets, they just do so much better than just like, I'm just going to turn up and go for it. What do you reckon? I
am somewhere in the middle because yes, I do find that I'm much more confident when, like, in terms of radio, I'd say that it's much better to have it planned. Yeah. You know what you're going to talk about. But then I have the second hour of the show where it's kind of open. I don't know what I'm going to play. I might have a rough idea, but it's more like just freestyle, like, have fun with it. But in, like, live shows, it depends on the gig because, like, if I've got an hour set, I'm more likely to plan it. If I know where I'm going and I know what the crowd's going to be like, I can plan for it. But then I've done other stuff like nightclubs, like where you're playing for like 4+ hours. And
okay.
I'll be honest, like, I'm not quite sure if that is for me, but I think it's important, like, as a DJ to do them gigs because they put you way out your comfort zone. You can't plan for them because you've got so many different people. You don't know what the crowd's going to be like.
I often see DJs, like well-known DJs, saying, if you can't play for 6 hours straight, you're not a DJ. And
they've got a point.
That's true.
Like, they've got a point. It's like singing though, you know, it's doing that groundwork.
Yeah.
Because for years I was singing in pubs, doing covers gigs, and them gigs are where you learn so much. You learn how to connect with people, and I think that's why I was kind of more nervous when I learnt to DJ than I was with singing because I didn't have that experience.
Oh, I see.
I went, like, I remember my first ever DJ booking was with the 24-hour Garage Girls, and it wasn't like a massive venue, but it was still a decent event, a decent venue, and there was way more pressure than just turning up to a pub. So I didn't do that groundwork, but so that's why I went and did some like nightclub stuff and Did
Danny go with you on like your first few gigs and just in case?
He wasn't with me at my first DJ booking.
So you did that by yourself?
It was by myself, but like I said, it was with the 24-hour Garage Girls, so I was like gigging with them for a while.
Like, fucking hell, I need someone here.
It was scary because I was just like, but I knew that if anything went wrong, I knew they would have my back. But it was scary. Like it was, even now, you know, I still get scared and I still make mistakes. Like I've been doing it for 3 years now, which ain't a long time compared to a lot of people, but I still make mistakes.
Yeah.
Still forget that the crossfader's on the wrong side and be like, why ain't it playing? I can hear it in my headphones, the fader's up. Like,
Well, I actually, because I run a video production company.
Nice.
That's why I was asking about all the cameras, pretending like I knew stuff.
Yeah.
And recently we filmed a DJ competition, and it's funny because I think, I don't know shit about DJing, but when I hear them playing, I'm like, that volume's coming too high, they haven't turned that down, they haven't done this, I'm like, I know a little. I know a little bit.
You've been doing this a long time. You know probably a lot more than you realise.
Yeah.
You know.
Because I have been thinking about doing it because I think, that would be really good to do. And I was thinking, do I want to go out, every weekend, staying up past my bedtime?
Yeah.
So can I manage that? Could I just learn it, and just have fun at home, maybe? But you would advise just do it.
Yeah, 100%. Try it. If you don't enjoy it, you can stop. But just do it. I always used to look at DJs and just think, that looks way too complicated. Now, don't get me wrong. If you're learning on vinyl, of course it's gonna like that. I've only ever played on vinyl like 2-3 times, and the last time was whilst I was drunk and I thought I could take on the world, and that was very humbling because I couldn't. It was awful.
The very first time I ever touched decks or tried to DJ was when I was maybe like 15.
Wow.
And I jumped on my dad's my dad's decks.
That's cool.
Yeah, he used to play bashment all the time.
Sick.
So, and I was really into my R&B then, like Destiny's Child and Missy Elliott, but I loved the bashment as well.
So is your dad a DJ?
He was a DJ.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
cool.
he ran a record label as well, and he brought out quite some big artists in like the Lovers Rock era. I think.
Nice.
Ska, I think, something like that.
Yeah.
The Heritage is Jamaican, so that side of thing. But he doesn't do it anymore, but he always had his decks, and he was always with his brandy and making all these choo noises. And I was like, fuck it, that one. Yeah.
Rewind.
Yeah. And I was like, I want to have a go. It's like, okay, when he wasn't there, I was like, okay, I'm just going to have a go. But I wasn't any, I'm saying it like, but I turned out to be amazing. But I've mixed the R&B with the bashment. But I would just keep reloading it, because I thought, oh, this is sick, reload. Yeah. This is sick, reload. Yeah. And I didn't get anywhere.
Because you kept reloading.
Yeah.
Can't mix the next one in.
Yeah.
Pull up.
So I was thought, maybe it's not for me. But that was like, you know.
That's like you
10,
were 15.
20 years ago.
Yeah, got you.
Is that right? 20 years ago? Don't say that too loud, but yeah.
No, that's another thing as well. Like, why is there so much stigma around age for women in the industry? Because there is, and like I'm 31, and it's like the last couple of years I never used to think about my age.
Yeah.
Until I was around people that would talk about their age being an issue, and I was like, is it?
Yeah.
And now I'm like, oh, like getting on, love. Better hurry up. Talk about me, not you. Just.
No, but it's so true, because I try my best to not let that get in the way, because obviously I'm 36 and society's always like, oh, you know, you better, like people like, when you're gonna have kids, you know, your clock's running out, and I'm like, I'll fucking decide when my body's intelligent enough, I'll decide when it's time to fucking clock out, thank you. 100%. But it gets in your mind, and then you hear other people like going, I'm 32, I'm old, and I think, are you okay?
Yeah. Because it's not old.
No, it's not old at all. But then I find myself saying those things like, oh, I'm getting on a bit, and I was like, oh, fuck. No, I'm not getting on a bit.
Yeah, no, you're not.
Just taking in, like, subconsciously taking in all this information from other people, and it's like, personally, I know I'm not old. I've actually never been fitter, stronger, wiser. I'd never want to fucking be younger. It was a fucking mess.
Yeah, I hear that.
It's like, the older I get, I'm like, I love it. But then sometimes these, you know, things people say get in, and I'm like, oh shit, like even just then, I was like, 20 years ago, I don't want to say my age too much. Like, I don't care. But
I hear you, because I am the same. But recently I've tried to be more open and be like, well, I am 31. Because I know people that don't want to mention their age, and it's like, I hear that. I fully hear it. Yeah. Because there's people that do judge you based on that. I remember like doing a session, or was going to do a session with someone, and the producer was like, how old is she? How old is she? What? Like,
that's so shit, isn't it?
That's a weird thing to say.
Yeah.
How old are you, mate? Because he was like 40.
Yeah, I was going to say, they're usually like in their fucking 50s or something.
This is always the older people. It's never the younger. Like, it's always people that are older. Like, it's so weird. Because people that are younger don't have that mindset. Yeah. They don't. Like,
and they don't really give a shit about age. And they're like, oh, that's cool. And they're like, oh my god, you're older. And they're like, yeah, oh, cool. And you're like, yeah. And I look younger than you, don't I?
Yeah. Yeah, you look amazing, mate.
Oh, thank you. Because everyone's
You'd never know you're 62. I'm joking. No, you do. You look amazing.
Thank you very much. So talking of DJing, I just remembered you won the Stigma competition.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
What happened with that? What did you win?
So I won a set at their headline show. Thank you. That means a lot. That was
amazing.
Thank you. that was a lot, because I don't like doing competitions. Like I used to do a lot of them years back. I used to do a lot of competitive open mics and stuff like that, and it just got to the point where I thought, no, I don't need to be competing. I just need to go and do it.
Yeah, I was going to say, so get to a point where you just think, I don't need to do this anymore.
Yeah, and it got to a point where I was like, I've been doing this a long time. I feel like I shouldn't be competing anymore. But that's kind of like a silly mindset, I think, within reason, because Again, the thing is for me, if I'm going to do something, I give it my everything and I shut off everything else.
Yeah.
And that's what I did with the Sigma competition. Like, my boyfriend will tell you, my mum will tell you, that I just, when I get something, I go tunnel vision, and that's all that matters.
Yeah.
And yeah, just like Danny was like, oh, look at this, you should go for that. And I was like, I'm going to go for it.
Yeah.
And there was like numerous rounds of having to get people to vote.
Oh,
and
really?
like,
the voting stuff. Yeah,
yeah. And like, again, I'm not a massive fan of that, because it's like, I don't know, I just don't like asking people for stuff. But really fortunate that I have an amazing support network, especially like on Facebook. So I got my people to get behind me, and that was really cool. But I was up against some incredible DJs, like people that are definitely more skilled as a DJ as me, like triple dropping tunes and stuff like that. I ain't doing that. Like, I can double drop a tune, but like, you know, like what I do is very different. But that was an amazing experience, and getting to open for them. Like, I love their music. I have done for years. So getting to open at the headline show was so good, so good. And yeah, just basically got the support of people behind me for that. And
did you meet them?
Yeah, but briefly. But like, I'd love to work with them in the near future.
If you're listening.
Well, yeah, there might be.
Someone coming?
Maybe. Been speaking, so.
Can you not say any more?
Well, I don't know, because nothing's happened yet. But we literally like a couple of days ago, they were like, you know, we heard this song.
Oh my god.
But yeah, something might happen, something might not.
Yeah. But that's how it goes, though, isn't it?
Yeah, this is it.
So many people I've spoken to are like, we'll do that. And I'm like,
yeah, and it's no one's fault, and there's like so many things that just don't happen. Yeah. So it's like, usually I wouldn't have mentioned that, but you know, whatever.
Okay, speaking into existence.
I think they're really, really cool. Yeah. And I love their music, and they've just released, I think it's their first independent album. Oh, cool. Or maybe their first independent album in a while. Okay. So that's pretty cool. Yeah. Doing it for themselves.
Have you ever been bothered about being signed by big labels or anything like that? Does that ever excite you?
Yeah, it did when I was younger. It was, but when we started out, I don't know when you exactly started out, but...
I would probably say, like, releasing music, maybe 2008, 2009, but doing music way before that.
Yeah, as I say, you probably were just before me. I'm trying to think. Well, we're probably around the same time.
Yeah.
But then social media wasn't what it is now, and it was very much like, I would look up to people that I admired, people like Jessie J, Lily Allen, Adele, Alicia Keys, like, and try and see what their journey was and what the stuff they were doing. I remember seeing Jessie J doing SBTV and being like, I want to do that. So I just like messaged them, and like I would want to be signed, but then the more that I did it, the more I kind of realised you don't need that. And now more than ever, like it just, I stopped focusing on that. I stopped trying to get into the writing sessions. I stopped reaching out to people. And I'm not saying that people should stop, but for me, I spent so long trying to be part of what everyone else's movement, or like this record label or that session or this manager, and I thought, let me stop trying to reach out to other people, stop knocking on doors, and the saying, you know, like, build your own. So it, which you've done very well. Thank you, appreciate that. And I just started focusing on my own thing. So it's not like, oh, I want to be signed, but I had one track signed by Sony, which was really exciting for me, because obviously...
Was that the Love Island one?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You've got a great memory, mate. I don't know how you do it. I barely remember.
No, it's just over the months, over the years, you know, see things and you're just like, that's so cool, and it's like, it sticks into my mind, and that's why my mum just like, wow, that's so amazing.
Thank you. So it was an amazing moment, and I was really proud, and I was really, and it does excite me. So I'm not saying that I wouldn't want it, but for me, I just stopped trying to get that, because I felt like now more than ever you need to just be doing your own thing. And it's not what it used to be, or at least I don't know. Maybe it is in some aspects, but it's more important to just get out there and do it yourself, because we've got all these tools. I mean, even when I first started, we had all them tools to just do it ourselves, and I was doing it myself. But I think. Pardon me.
Here we go. Cut.
I don't mind. You can keep the burps.
Oh, okay, good. Thank you.
But yeah, it used to excite me, and it does still excite me. But it's not something that I focus on because I just think you just got to do it.
Yeah, I'm totally the same. I've realised as well the goals always change. The more you evolve as a person, as an artist, you think you want this, and then you get here and you're like, no, I don't want that anymore. Yeah. I remember when first starting out, people would always be like, once you get on Radio 1, that's it, you're going to blow up and get Radio 1. You're like, phone's not ringing.
That is probably one of the biggest things that everyone, even us as individuals, we're like, once we get to that point, that's it, mate, I've made it.
Yeah.
And then it happens and you're like, but then it feels normal in that moment. Yeah. So it's like, or like, it'll be exciting, but like, you'll reach for something for so long. Yeah. By the time you've reached for that dream, that goal, you're already thinking like 10 steps ahead. Well, I know for me anyway, like I'm already thinking like, what's the next thing? Yeah. But
it's true.
It's like you say, nothing actually changes, but we think that it will.
Yeah.
Sometimes
from what
it
other
does,
people have said, and then that's why I think it's really good that me, we just think, you know, well, fuck it, I'm going to do my own thing. So that was like a big goal for us, isn't it? To be signed by a major label, and then you know, you get like potential opportunities, or you see contracts, and you're like, no. Yeah, that's not going to be great. That's not for me. Don't think that's a good idea. I know. Then I see artists, you know, posting their contracts with all these big labels, and you think you might have just signed your life away there, and just think it looks good. Yeah, it looks great, and I'm sure it is great. But you know, behind the, I won't get into it too much, but like behind the scenes, really, what's good for you there?
100%. Because you just like, I've never actually been in a deal, like I've had a song signed to a label, but I've spoken to people on both sides, I guess, that have had positive experiences. But then I've also, like, there was someone that I did a session with, and I think he won X Factor in like, it was in Netherlands or something like that, and he was signed to, might have been Sony or something. It was a big.
Was it Simon's? Would it be
possibly
Simon's or the Psycho?
It was a big label. That's all I remember. I don't want to like put any names out there because I don't know and it's not my business. But like, he was so unhappy and he couldn't wait to get out of that deal. So it's like, I think it's just finding the right people. Like anything, innit? If you find the right people, because you know, someone could be amazing at what they do and they could be amazing working with someone else. But that doesn't mean they're going to be amazing working with you, and that doesn't mean they're bad or you're bad. It just sometimes it don't work.
Yeah, that's so true. Because I used to work for a DJ club and radio promotions company, and you'd always, like, on the websites of other promotion companies, you'd always see, we promoted Rihanna, we promoted this person, and the guy that I was working with at the time was like, it's easy to promote Rihanna. It's harder to promote an unsigned artist, so you can get the artist. Do you want a minute?
Might need it.
I'm only joking.
Yeah, sorry.
I do them all the time. I'm keeping them in at the moment. All holes are closed.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, you're fine. But it's true, because it doesn't. As long as the person that you're working with is passionate about you and wants the best for you, and they're honest, if they can be like, you know, I love what you do, but I can't do this here, I'm going to put you onto this person, then fine. But there is a lot of that, I've got all this experience, but like you said, it's not going to work for me.
Yeah, and I find that a lot of people that have been that person, like, I've done this and I've done that, usually there's a reason why they're trying to make themselves sound good.
All the fucking time. Can you imagine over the years as well, the amount of people, producers that were, I'm at A&R here, and I've worked with Ed Sheeran, and I've never been one of those people that's been like, oh my god. Yeah. I've always been like, I care more about how you are as a person, what your heart is like, what your soul is like, are you good at what you do? I've never been sort of duped into that, those big names. I don't give a fuck. I don't care.
100%.
Who are you presenting to me right now? And I just think those people are actually the ones who don't know fuck all.
Yeah.
As well, or it's like, I don't know.
You're spot on. Alarm bells ring. As soon as someone starts name dropping, I'm like, oh, here we go.
Yeah. Come on, give it to me. Who else have you got?
People that are actually really like know what they're talking about and doing their thing, they don't need to name drop. Like,
they don't need to. Yeah,
you know, the odd thing here and there, cool, but like you can tell, like, just
You think what makes someone want to do that? They've got to be desperate to just look.
I don't know. Maybe they think it makes them sound better, and who knows?
You can just tell. You just tell.
Excuse me. My knees. I'm getting old now, Jazz. I need to stretch my legs. Yeah, innit? Well, I am. Ain't gonna stop me.
Actually, the stretch feels good. My hips easing out.
Do you know what I mean? Like, my knees were getting to the point where I was like, I could sit here and just be like quiet, or let me just stretch my legs.
Do you want to take a break?
No, I'm good.
Okay, good.
No, I just need to stretch my legs.
Okay, talking of working with people. Oh shit! Now of course.
Sorry, mate.
Oh my god.
Do you want to take a minute?
No, I'm good. Okay. I'm loving this. So seeing, as we were talking about working with people, how did you and Danny get to working with each other, mixing business and pleasure? How did that start?
So I was driving and flicking through radios in my little old Corsa, and I come across Flex FM, and I was like, oh, this DJ's good. Like, he's really good. That was Danny. Yeah. And I added him as a friend on Facebook, and that was it pretty much. I was like, oh, I really liked your show. And then I posted a video of me singing a song I wrote called Our House. It's like a rewrite of Madness, Our House, that I wrote for my son, and I wrote about autism. And he saw a video of me singing it in the street and was like, do you want to come on my show? I think actually originally he messaged me and was like, I've got some beats, do you want to write to them? And I didn't even open the message because I'm terrible like that. It weren't personal. I'm awful. Yeah, I'm so bad. Like, I just don't know what's wrong with me, but
we all have, you know, like,
it overwhelms me.
Our phones, I think as well, like, okay, I got a notification, I think, okay, that's come to my phone, I'll check it when I'm ready, and it's not like, I'm so important, it's just like, oh, you could be in the middle of something, I could be about to answer something, and then I'll get a call, distraction, by the time I do want to reply to everyone, I'm in bed and I just can't bother.
Yeah, exactly.
And the things just happen. People get offended though, don't they?
They do.
And get a message on WhatsApp and Instagram and then Facebook. Now I don't want to speak to you.
Yeah. That's too much. I'm just awful, but then it really, really overwhelms me. So, so I didn't open his message, but then he messaged and was like, do you want to come on my show? I'd love for you to come and sing some songs, talk about autism. Do you
think he fancied you at the time?
Oh, definitely. No, I don't know. I don't know.
You not asked him?
I think we kind of like said that, because I did fancy him after like the first kind of time meeting him, and
was it like a personality, like the way he
looked? Definitely, like
a
very big personality. And I remember then we did our second show, and I remember I didn't get much sleep the night before because I was so nervous. I was like, oh, I really like him, and it was really sweet because it was really sweet because like I haven't done this for ages now, but I used to collect 50p's, and so did he.
Oh, no fucking way!
So I was like, I don't know how we got into the conversation, but it was like, oh, I'll bring some 50p's, and bless him.
What? So what was the thing about collecting 50p's?
I don't know. I just used to do it.
Saving them. Like...
Yeah, just like different ones. You know, like they do is it Beatrice Potter? Like they do all different types of like 50p's, like unique ones, like Olympic ones, and I used to just save them. I used to save stamps as well. But like I don't know how we even got onto the subject of like 50p's, but I remember we went for like food before the show, and it was. I think it was very mutual, but we hadn't told each other at that point.
But you kind of sort of know, but it's like that awkward thing of who's going to say it first.
Yeah, and I think it was me that said it first. I was kind of like, well, when are you going to take me out then? Very brave of me. I don't know where that
know.
came from because I am actually really shy. Like I can be really shy. It depends who I'm speaking to, but and then he was like, "Where do you want to go on the first day?" And I was trying to think of something like, what can we do? I don't want to just be sat in front of you because that's overwhelming. Overwhelming.
It's too much.
Yeah, so I picked bowling. Which is like.
How long ago was this, by the way?
Ooh.
It was like over. It's been together a long time.
How long? I'm trying to think because it was at the end of 2019 when we started speaking. So it was the start of 2020. So we're in 2025 now. So it's coming up. Yeah, 5 years. Is that right? Yeah. It's already So it's been 5 years. It's gone so quick. But but just like originally he didn't manage me, but he's always been there. He's always wanted to help. He's always been helpful. Like if I need anything, he's there, and we just work really well together.
Yeah, and he's passionate. He must be passionate about you.
100%.
And loves what you do and wants to see the best for you. So what perfect.
Yeah. He's a
perfect
good egg.
match, yeah. And does he push you as much as you push yourself? Or
probably more sometimes,
yeah.
I think, I don't know, he does. I think sometimes he'll be like, have you done this yet? And I'll be like, no. But I'm very driven, and I'm very on it and focused and stuff like that. But there are certain tasks, hence why he's here, kind of as a manager as well, because he's better at the organisation side of things, the messaging, that emails, messages, bookings. He's better at that side of things. I can do it. I did do it for a long time.
That sounds so painful though when you've got a certain type of mind. That shit just numbs my brain.
Yeah.
Admin.
Yeah. Exactly that.
So long.
Yeah. No, I'm not a fan. Not a fan at all.
So when did you guys decide? Oh, hey, why don't you manage me?
It kind of happened.
Have you ever managed before?
I don't know if he'd necessarily managed before, but he used to do a lot of work with Nikki S and Nike. I don't know if you know them.
I don't know
Nikki S the garage version. So he used to do a lot of work with them. I don't know how much. I don't really know. I don't think that. I think this is probably the first time that he's properly managed someone. And he's really good at it. Yeah. He's very we just seem to work well together, and it's we're both learning together, and we're both we're both just out here winging it basically.
Yeah.
I don't know if you'd agree with that, but that's how I feel my whole career. I feel like I'm just winging it.
Yeah.
And just trying.
Yeah. Well, you're doing really, really well, and sometimes I think that's the best way, is to just fucking wing it. I think sometimes when you know it all, you stop yourself from going down different avenues because you're like, this is the only logical answer. We have to do it like this, that, and that, and that. Whereas when you're figuring it out and you're winging it, you're like, oh, maybe this way, maybe that way.
100%.
So yeah, I think keep fucking winging it. But it does feel like that because when I look back sometimes on my own career, I think, how did that lead to that, to that, to that? I had no fucking plan. I just did this and did that and did that and met that person. And how the fuck did all this happen?
That's why I say it feels like you're winging it, because at the start of the year I'm like, I don't know how this is going to go. What if nothing happens? What if I end the year and I've done nothing, which would never happen? Yeah. But in my mind I'm like, oh gosh, I need to work hard. I need to really go for it. And it just seems to always
works out.
Works out, yeah.
Always works out, yeah. And I just think, how did all these things happen? Because I get a lot of messages that I want some advice. How do you do this and how do you do that? And I think just make content, meet people, collaborate with people, and they're like, well, it's got to be more. And I think, shit, that's what I did.
Yeah, you just got to try.
Just got to meet people, put out music, and people are so, what I've noticed when I get asked for advice, they're so concerned about what content they should make.
Yeah.
Why don't you find your sound first? Why don't you just have a bit of fun with music? Just put out silly videos. Don't try and be perfect. Just try things, see what works. But everyone's just tries to be so perfect all the time.
Yeah, and I feel like I understand that, because I feel like like I fell into that trap a little bit, like the last year or two. I don't know what changed, but I went from feeling like everything was natural to feeling that pressure of everything has to be perfect.
Yeah.
But it's not. Like you say, the best way is to just try. Push through that and just try it. Like you say, be silly, have fun with it.
Yeah.
Like I love your posts, like especially when you have like your little quotes as well. And they're always so positive, and you just got lovely energy, and you're just you.
Yeah.
Like you can tell. And if people were just themselves, I think they would realise it's not that complex, it's not that complicated. And even me, I should probably take my own advice. Like
we all should take our own advice.
Yeah, we should. We're all good at giving it, but actually taking it is a whole different thing.
I think that's the best thing is when you're yourself. I don't know if that's an age thing. You get to a certain point where you just like, I don't give a fuck what people think.
Yeah.
And like with I try to do like my little motivational quotes. It's not. It's just where I'm at in my mind. It's things that I've been thinking about, and I think maybe someone else wants to hear it, and turns out some people do. And I always tell people to be themselves, like you said, and it's like they don't know how to do that.
Yeah.
Because they're so focused on trying to fit in and do what's right. They're like, me, myself, they have a meltdown.
Yeah.
You think, oh God, I'm so glad I'm not there anymore.
Because I was going to say, like, that's what I felt like the last year or two. I felt like I didn't know who I was. Like, I went from kind of like knowing who I am or just like not even thinking about it to... I don't know what my personality is. And I think that was just anxiety and stress and build up of like doing way too much. But I don't know who I am. I don't know what content I should make. Like, watching everyone else rather than just doing my own thing, because I would do stuff and then other people would do it, and then I'd be like, so I can't do that anymore. Which is not true. Obviously, you can. But it would make me feel like...
Oh, when people would copy it.
Yeah, or like they would just do the same thing. I don't know if, they were copying. There's no proof there. But I'm sure you know what it's like. But, then I'd be like, maybe I should do something else then. And I don't know, like... I just got to a point where I didn't know what my personality was. I didn't know how to be myself, and I wanted everything to be perfect. And that is the worst place that you can get, because people stop connecting with you then.
Totally.
Just be real, just be you. And I feel like I've always found that really easy up until the last couple of years, where I don't know. I felt like the pressure of being judged, and maybe that is social media.
Yeah.
Maybe it is like, as your following grows, there's more people that judge you, and people do judge you on the internet, my gosh.
I think I saw maybe a little while ago you saying you in your caption you said something about haters. The haters always gonna hate. So do people say horrible things about you online?
Yeah.
Is it people that you know? Is it just random fuckers?
It's just random people. But again, so it's like 99.9% of the time, I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, I will see a comment and I will laugh it off.
Yeah.
I think, but there have been...
I can't believe that. It's just like, what can you say? Like, fuck off.
I mean, no, not everyone's going to like you. And I think if you're doing something that's a bit outside the box, or like when I did the football song, I got a lot of hate for that.
Why?
Just my image, like... different things, like people just will find anything, like my weight, like I wouldn't, don't get me wrong, I'm not the healthiest of people, but I'm not exactly, that's not something I'm really insecure about, so it didn't really bother me that much. But my weight or my teeth, like I've now had my teeth done. I know,
I saw that, I was like, fuck, that's amazing.
I've always wanted that done. It weren't because I was getting comments about it, but something I was always
They look
insecure.
great, by the way. Sorry, I should have mentioned it before. No,
don't be silly.
I'm so nervous about it. I'm a little excited.
But like comments like that, or anything. People will find anything if someone wants to be, and you just get people that are just trolls. Yeah. So it's like they are actually things. They are groups of people that will just go out of their way to be mean. But with the football thing, you kind of expect it, because the sort of people that you're attracting, it's kind of seen as... And when you reach a certain amount of people, you're always going to get hate.
Yeah.
Pardon me. But, like I said, most of the time it doesn't... You're all right. Most of the time it doesn't affect me.
Yeah, but
there are them
moments.
Yeah, where like when there's a lot, like with the football thing, I was getting millions of views, and it was like you would see a hate comment that would have thousands of likes on it, and you'd be like, oh, that. Yeah. Oh God. Like it does make you feel away.
Because people are encouraging it, whatever they said, and
and it was like someone that worked for someone that booked me as well. There was like, I was just like, But so that does knock you a bit, but you always come back like it's not something that actually does actively bother me. But obviously there are always going to be moments where like it does get to you. You're human.
Of course,
but I do get hate, but it's not, compared to what some people get, it's like
I know.
The positives do outweigh that.
I've seen this female DJ get so much fucking hate. You probably know
female DJs get so much hate?
Wow, some of this shit is really really bad. I just think this poor girl, she's just living her fucking best life, and she's got this every single comment was just nasty. And she's like, oh my god. So if I see anything, I'm like, oh, well done girl, or something, just to do a little something, Just think, God, it's so. And who the fuck do people think they are?
It's really frustrating because why? I actually noticed it more once I started DJing. I would get more hate. People like, oh, sync button this, or she's pre-mixed, which is obviously a load of rubbish. But why do they say that? Yeah. It's I will look at a video of a female DJ and I know what the comment section's going to look like. Oh, really? I know what it's going to look like. If God forbid you're pretty and you know how to DJ. I'm not talking about me now. I'm talking about other people. God forbid. And you look at the comments and it's the same people, usually vinyl DJs that, no hate on vinyl DJs, full respect, but it's usually people that are a bit older.
Have you seen those funny videos of that guy going, oh sorry, I can't give you directions, I'll play on vinyl. I can't remember, it was something like that.
But that's funny.
I'll send it to you if you come across it, but it's funny.
But no, full respect to anyone that plays on vinyl, but usually you click on their page and it's usually someone that's a bit older. Yeah. That is a DJ themselves, and I'm like, what are you doing? You're going to get nowhere with that mindset. Be positive, be encouraging, and it's just, it drives me mental.
I think people just, like we were saying earlier, it's they don't know who they are, so they find it easier to hate on other people, to validate their own insecurities, because I know I've not been in the best place in my life for doing music, and then I'll see even for yourself, for example, and I'll be like, oh fucking hell, why is she doing so much? But it's not what I think. Yeah. Obviously, in me as my pure aligned self, I'm always gonna be like, yes, go girl. Yeah. But when you're in a shit place, when I've been in a shit place, and then I see other singers, I'm like, oh. Well, she's overrated, or oh, what's she doing anyway? But it's my hate towards myself, and it's my insecurity. So I also just want to apologise to you for any horrible thoughts that I've had.
So
not horrible, that sounds like I've been cunt. But sometimes you get a bit jealous. You just go, oh, I remember one time, it's like, oh my gosh, she's doing so much, and then you start thinking, oh fucking hell. But it's all my own bullshit. So I apologise for ever having any shitty thoughts about
that's normal and that's human, and that's what I mean. The last couple of years I feel like I went through that myself. I'd always been positive and always been inspired by everyone else, and then I just hit a point where I stopped feeling like that. I didn't know who I was. I didn't feel good enough. I was looking at everyone else achieving all these things and thinking how can I achieve that? But then it's you don't know people's backstories. I would look at people and be like, they've just popped out of thin air. Yeah. But then when you really get to know their journey and you understand, you're like, they've put the work in, fair play. Some people don't, but a lot of people have put the work in, but you don't get to see it because it's not put out there. It's not interesting. Yeah. If I sat and told people all the hard work that I've done, no one cares. They just care about the end result. And sometimes most of the time they don't care about that either. Do you know what I mean? But
it's true. But I guess we've got the heads to be able to put ourselves pull ourselves up, we'd be like, wait a minute, chill the fuck out. And then you start looking at things, you know, with your normal head. But
it's normal to go through that. It's normal to feel that.
Yeah.
And, like, yeah, I need to apologise for it because everyone does it.
I feel like I do, because, you know, sometimes you just think, I didn't mean that, or like, it was me. You fucking dickhead.
It's human, and our brains are complex places.
I know. I fucking know. But which is why I always think it's really important for us to continue to get to know ourselves and be authentically ourselves and try and, you know, understand what our limiting beliefs are and why they're there, who taught them to us. Because, you know, we're not born with feeling shit. We're not born with feeling like we're not good enough. That's been taught to us over the years through our experiences, through, you know, through whatever. And that's why I think it's really helped me to look at, you know, who am I without my past? Who am I without that relationship? Who am I without that trauma, this trauma, whatever? Yeah. And I've been really trying hard over the years to just break away from that survival sort of Jasmine into who am I without all that shit, which is why I do post as well a lot of the positive stuff, because I love understanding about the mind and how it works and the subconscious, and that's just like another little passion of mine. But I think, oh my God, I've come out of so many horrid situations, and I like myself now. I'm proud of myself.
Amazing.
And I can finally say I actually like who I am now. And I think some of the places that I've come out of, other people can do that too.
Yeah. 1,000,000%. And I think it's so amazing that you are aware of that and that you are doing something about it, because it's so easy to come out of them situations, be in survival mode, and that's how, from experience, that's how I have coped sometimes. It's like fight or flight, constant. You come out of them traumatic situations, and sometimes that can actually be the driving force that helps you get to where you want to be. Absolutely. And sometimes it can be a positive thing. You know what I mean? Like, if you've not had them experiences... Sorry, go on.
No, I was just going to say, I think it's always positive, no matter how harsh the situation. Once I took responsibility for those situations, regardless of whether I felt I deserved whatever happened to me or not, and just looked at it, I didn't know better, and I needed that for whatever reason to make me strong and powerful and be the person I am today, then that was fucking meant to happen. Sorry, I had to say that.
No! Talk away, mate. Honest talk with Jasmine Knight.
I was going to say, it's always a positive. It just depends if you want to be a victim, or do you want to fucking fight back, and fight for your life, and be who you were meant to be on this earth. And I think everything has happened for a reason. Whether we liked it or not, we didn't know any better, we accepted this, we allowed this, but we can turn that shit around and make it positive, because it's only going to give us more strength, more wisdom, more fight, more drive, and more, I fucking deserve this.
1,000,000%. And that's why sometimes... Like, I don't want to talk for anyone else now, but the tough shit that I've been through has been a blessing, because if I'd have not had them things that happened to me, who would I be? Would it be all roses? And I think I look at some people that haven't had them traumatic experiences in life, and they've had not an easy life, but, you know, they haven't really had many struggles.
They haven't much life experience, and they're just
not happy.
Donuts.
They're not happy. But I'm...
Yeah.
They're not happy, and they're like, I deserve this, and I deserve that, and why am I not getting this, and why am I not getting that? But I think sometimes when you've been through shit, it makes you stronger, it makes you more determined, you're like, you've got that fight, like, get yourself out of that, like, you can do it, like you said. And I do think, like, I'm not talking for everyone, cause, like, obviously there are certain situations that, you know, you're lucky to get out of. But if you are lucky enough to get out of that situation and you have the power, get yourself out of it, because and use that as your driving force, because that's like, it makes you who you are. It's like that grit to someone.
Absolutely.
They're the people that, like, I listen to podcasts a lot, and people
I know
that
listen to this
one.
I
know, I can't wait. And I listen to my favourite artists, and most of them have got really, really interesting stories to tell. And it's like, wow, you've been through it.
Yeah.
And you don't realise. You just see them on telly, on the radio, looking their best, sounding their best, and living their best life, and you don't realise what people are going through behind that.
Yeah.
It's because we're good at masking it.
Yeah. And using it in the music or whatever it is that we use it for.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really important, and it's so true, because I'm not saying like, oh, I've been through so much, so therefore I'm better than anybody else, but you can, there's a big difference between someone who's had it quite lightly and someone who's really been through it, and you can, like you said, there's that grit there, and they always seem to have more depth and more awareness and just more understanding of themselves, of life, of other people.
Yeah.
Whereas other people have kind of had it easy, they seem a little, oh, what's going on here?
Yeah. No, I know what you mean.
Know what I mean?
Yeah, and they expect more.
You think, oh, yeah.
For nothing.
You think, you're not fucking doing nothing.
Yeah.
You're not doing anything.
And they don't know how to fight for themselves. And I think that's why I say, like, it's a blessing, because you have to, like, don't get me wrong, I've never been in a situation where I'm completely on my own. Like I said, I've got an amazing mum, and, you know, I'm so fortunate. But when you've been in situations where you've had to fight to get out of them, and you have to figure it out, like that, some people haven't had to do that, and it makes a difference.
Yeah.
I do think it makes a difference, so yeah.
It makes me want to ask now, what is it that you've been through?
So when I was 10, I lost my phone, and it was really traumatic. So I hurt, like...
You don't have to go into it, but it would be just nice to hear, or not nice, but, you know what I mean, give some background.
Yeah, like, it's like...
ask me whatever you want to
no, it's like certain things that I've been through. Like, I feel like I'll get to a point when I'm older, like maybe where I'll write a book or I'll talk about it, and it's weird, because it's like certain things that I don't want to say that I've been through, because I feel like people might think, oh, you know, she's not capable of doing this, or she's not capable of doing that. But like, when I was younger, I went through a situation where I was like SA'd on a regular basis.
What's SA'd?
Sexually like assaulted and like as a kid, and then from that, off the back of that, like it was a lot. Like, and I've never, like, I have spoken about it, but I haven't for such a long time, because I think I've been so scared, like, because I don't want people to think, oh, she's not capable of doing this because she's had that happen to her. And
you don't want them to look at you as if it's like, oh, you know, she's not strong enough, or something like that. Exactly that,
or, you know, even like going through severe like postnatal depression and anxiety and stuff like that. Like I said, one day when I'm older, I'll go into it fully in depth, but there's a lot of things that I've been through that have really affected me, but off the back of that, I don't know, maybe I'm fortunate, I just have this fight and this drive to get myself out of it. I feel like I've never let myself, obviously I've hit rock bottom, but I've never let myself get to the point where I don't want to fight back, or I don't want to get back up. Like, being in a situation where someone is mentally and physically abusing you, and you, like, having to, like, get out of the house when, you know, they've broken your phone, they've broken your laptop, they've broken your guitar, they've broken everything. They're trying to break you, they're telling you ain't shit, they're telling you you're this, you're that. And I remember, like, hearing a song on the radio, it was, 'cause you're free to do what you want to do. And I don't know what, it clicked, and like I just like, I am free to do what I want to do. And I remember just like one night I had enough, and I had to like grab like an old phone that was like in the drawer, thank God, and like ran out the house and called my mum, like, oh, come get me. And I never went back, but
well done you, and thanks for sharing that. I appreciate that.
Right. I think it's important too. But it's like, also it's really scary, because you don't know how people are gonna take it, and like, but I just think a lot of people don't know certain things about you, and they feel like they may be on their own, and I feel like if we're gonna be honest, we might as well be fucking honest. And coming out of them situations where you have to fight and get out of them, because you can get out of them. your brain will have you thinking that you can't. They'll have you thinking like other people will have you thinking you can't. You can. Yeah. You can get out of them situations, but it's not easy.
It's not easy, no, and you have to have that fight, like you said. I'm similar to you, you know. I've had, you know, violent, you know, and emotional abusive relationships. Unfortunately, twice when I was younger. And I was going to say that big word of rape.
Yeah.
And then just not being around people that cared or had any heart, or you know, they were just always using you and just taking the piss out of you, and you just get to that point where you just know this isn't right, you know you shouldn't be here, but then you get caught up, especially in the relationships, you get caught up in the manipulation, and that can be done so well, and it kind of keeps you in that where you think, oh, maybe it is my fault, and you get locked in that, but you always know there's something in you that's just like, this isn't right. It's like a whisper. It's like, this isn't right. And I've always had that in me, and I've just got to moments I was just like, I can't take it anymore. I can't take this. My soul, I have no soul left. That's what's happened. I've got no soul left. I mean, that's what I say when I think I've been in some of the most horrendous situations, and I just think I've got out of it. You know, I could easily be a fucking crackhead, alcoholic now, and I've used drugs in the past. You know, it hasn't always been like, I was in this situation and then I got out of it and everything was fine. It's been a long fucking journey of trying to deal with it and hating myself and trying to realise what's not mine, and all the situations that I've been in. I've had issues with drugs, had issues with alcohol. But I've just always known that there's meant to be more to life. Yeah. And this isn't the way it's meant to be. I'm not meant to feel like this.
Yeah. That's a very powerful thing. Because I feel like, I don't know if that's something, is that part of us? Is that part of our DNA? Is that something that is built within us? Or does everyone have that? Because I have friends that have issues, like, with drugs and alcohol. And, you know, like, I'm no saint. You know, I've had my issues, and like alcohol's definitely been a big one for me. But like you say, there's always that voice in me that's like, you can do more.
It's just that whisper.
But I'm like, does everyone have that? Because I feel like I'm lucky to have that. Because I always get myself out. I don't ever get too far where I can't come back. Yeah. Even though it might feel like it, but there are other people that I'm like, God, like, that it feels you can't do anything. How can I help them? You can't, like.
I know exactly what you mean. So I've often wondered that. I think I've always had something in me that just is just pushing me, like, no, can't have this. And then I look at other people that are around me and I just think, they can't have that voice. What is it? Maybe I've realised as well that my biggest part of my journey is to fight for myself. Mm-hmm. And I'm now in a place where I don't have to do that from a survival mode. I can do that from a loving, peaceful, respectful mode, just by making the right choices. Whereas before it was like, I'm not having this, I'm not having that, I'm getting out of this. It was like, felt like I was climbing my way out of situations. But I'm at a point now where I can just do that lovingly. But I don't see that in other people. But then I think, but I know how dark the mind can fucking get. I know how dark that mind can get. So maybe they've just gone too far. Yeah. And there's no way back for them. Yeah. Until they, you know.
The steps seem far too big. Yeah. To get back, because it's like, it can seem a million miles away sometimes. Yeah. When it can seem quite daunting, I guess. Yeah. Like I said, I feel fortunate to always like get myself out, but you know, it's not, oh, I'll do this and it'll be fine. Yeah, like you said, it's not just bouncing back.
How they're saying, I'll be fine.
Yeah, and I will be fine, and you can do it. Yeah. But it's not like, oh yeah, I did this and it was alright again. Like it is a process. Like, and we're always learning and whatnot. But
what I found, what I did think as well, is that maybe the people that don't get out of it, they're just so caught up in it that it's become who they are. Yeah. Because I've definitely been in those situations, especially with alcohol. And you just sort of accept defeat. You just feel like, this is just how it is. Yeah. It's not going to get better. And then that becomes you. And that voice does get lost a little bit, but it always comes back to me. But I know once you repeat something so much, it just becomes who you are.
Yeah.
And then people don't know how to get out of it because then they've accepted that this is how their life is and they can't get better, so they stay like that.
Yeah.
But I don't think that I don't think you have to stay like that.
No.
And I don't think, you can you can be like that and not get out of it. But I think some people, everyone's minds works differently. And I just think...
We're having a deep conversation.
And I just think... I think they've just been they're so far gone that they don't know how to get out of it. It's even like with people, even just, I say silly little things, but like, it's like people who they've realised they can only get love and attention by being a bit dramatic and a bit drama fueled, and you just think, whatever they've been through, the only way they was able to get attention in their lives was from being like that. And it's not nice, for other people to be around, but it's become them.
Yeah.
Because they need the love and attention for whatever reason, and that's the only way they know how to get it. So that becomes them. That's not who they are, but unfortunately, they've realised that cycle.
That's
and
how they get that reaction.
Yeah. I don't feel like maybe it's one of those things.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I maybe took it a little bit too deep. That's
So,
I said the voice
nice day, isn't it?
That's enough, Jasmine. We could do part 2. Another time.
Honest talks.
Yeah.
And then we'll do part 2 when we're a little bit older.
Yeah. Get the fucking violins out. But I have actually thought as well, what if you did write a book? I thought that about myself.
Yeah.
And it's funny you said
I think you should.
I fucking could write a book.
I'd love to write a book. I feel like I've not hit like a peak where it's like I don't know if we ever do hit a peak where we feel accomplished, to be fair, because it's like you say, once you get out played on Radio On, you made it. Or once you have this happen, you made it. Or you think, once I get there, that'll be sick. And it's never as you think it will be.
Yeah.
But in my head, I'm like, I don't feel like I've reached the pinnacle or like the heights that I want to reach, where I feel like now I can tell my story. Because it's definitely a lot of stories.
That'd be epic. Do like a documentary, but like make it, or maybe even do I was going to say do a film, but I think a long documentary would be very good.
Yeah.
Like,
we've got a film
Yeah.
But I would love to do that, because I think there's a lot of things that I'd love to talk about and touch on, and that I've been through, like highs and lows that I feel like could maybe help other people. But
Absolutely.
I just do feel like I'm not quite there yet.
Yeah.
Don't know if I'll ever feel like I'm quite there, but
I'm sure you'll get to a point where you'll be like, okay, alright.
Yeah, because I would love to write a book.
Yeah.
Like, I think I'd love to write a book. I don't know, I've never written one.
I will start doing it. Tell Danny.
Yeah.
He'll get a fucking schedule out for you.
Danny, get your pen out, mate. I'll be like one of them people that lays on the sofa, like the other person writes. So yeah, then. I won't really.
Oh yeah, because that's sort of like those like C-class celebs or whatever. I wrote a book, and it's like no, you didn't.
No, you
Someone's
didn't.
written it for you.
And I've read some decent books, but like some just are not written by the people themselves, and it makes a massive difference.
Yeah.
We should write a book each.
Oh god, that would be sick.
Yeah.
God. I was going to ask you about your top 40 charts. How's that? Did you was that another vision of yours that you wanted and was like, I'm fucking doing it?
Yeah.
What's happening, yeah?
Literally. So, like...
Because what was the first one again?
So I've had, really fortunate to have 2 that have gone into the big top 40. The first one was with Tyrone and Nerd, and that was a song called What I Need, or This Is What I Need, I should be able to remember. This Is What I Need. And that, Tyrone has got a huge fan base, so that combined with, people getting behind it and buying the song, that went in, I think it was number 26 or 28, I can't really remember, but it was it was 20 something in the big top 40, and that took me by surprise. I had no idea that was going to happen. I was actually at a gig at the time where my mate, well, my boyfriend's mate was like, "You're in the big top 40, mate," and I was like, "No, you're lying. That's not real. I don't believe you. Show me." And I was like, "No, that can't be real." And I looked at it on my phone. I was like, "It's fucking real," and I cried. God. And I was like, "Guys, I know we're just like doing a gig right now, but I'm in the big top 40, and I really want to sing my song." And then, so yeah, that was quite cool. And then the second time was done independently.
General Levy one.
Yeah, with General Levy. Oh, days. Go on, Jazz.
I remember I bought it. It was on my iTunes, and every time I plug my fucking thing into the car, like, take me.
Fuck off, yeah. Fucking had enough, like. Do you know how many people have said that to me? They're like, I haven't bought any other songs on my Apple Music account. So every time I plug my fucking phone into my fucking car, your voice comes on. I'm like, I'm so sorry. Just delete it, mate, if you want. Like, it's fine now.
No.
But that was, at the time, I saw Council Estate Queen and Joe Hunt, not together, separately. Both of them had... like Council Estate Queen, I think, was done independently. Joe, he put a hell of a lot of work into that. I think he's signed with Sony, but he put a hell of a lot of work into it. And seeing them both achieve that and how they achieved it, was getting people to buy the song on iTunes. And I was like, you know what, I can do this. And that's, again, it was like nothing else existed. For that week, I had tunnel vision. I was like, right, I am going to make every single person buy the song. And I felt, I don't really ask people for stuff because I feel awkward. But with this, I was like, the only way I can achieve this is if I reach out to people and say, look, please can you buy my song? I'll give you your money back. I run competitions and stuff like that. Yeah. And I literally pestered everyone. And
that's how you get the job done.
You have
and
to
also being social on social media.
Yeah, so, exactly, yeah.
Right.
Actually being sociable for once. Like, sorry I didn't see your message from 2 years ago.
Yeah.
But
I've had them ones. Like, oh, sorry.
There were people that just ignored me and I'm like, I don't blame you. I don't blame you, mate, at all. There were some people that I was shocked. I was like, okay. I see ya. And they've come back round and asked. Yeah, and they've come back round and asked, can you support? No, mate. No, I fucking can't. But no, there was some people I was like, yeah, fair play. I hadn't spoken to you for years. Like, why would you want to support me? But yeah, that was really cool. And I was at Ravertots.
I love Ravertots.
When I found out, I love Ravertots.
Don't you love the fucking production, the sound? It's like, out of all the fucking gigs I've ever done,
Ravertots are
is the fucking best.
Sick. They are. They're the best. They're run by the best people. They're so nice. Like, and the level of production. Yeah. Out of this world. They deserve all their success. They're just like, love doing Ravertots. Yeah. And I remember like, my mum texted me, she was like, oh my god, you've only gone and fucking done it. She's like, I'm crying. And then she was like, it's number, I think she said it was like number 38. So I was listening back on Capital to hear it, and Wonderwall came on, or an Oasis song came on, and I'm like, oh no, maybe she's got it wrong. Then it turned out, I think it was like number 37 or something, but gassed. God. I just was like, obviously compared to some people, that's not a big deal. For me, it was just like, you had that goal
in mind, you smashed it out of the fucking park, and it was amazing.
Yeah, no, thank you.
And how come you wanted General Levy on the track?
He was actually already on the track beforehand, so Iditech messaged me and was like, look, I've got a track with General Levy, do you want to do it? I was like, duh.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah, and it was Garage as well, so I was like, oh, that's quite cool, get General Levy on Garage, like, that would be sick. Yeah. And it was funny because a couple of weeks prior to our release coming out, he'd done a track, General Levy had done a track with Banquet, who, if anyone that doesn't know, is sick, like, makes, like, new garage, like, speed garage, bassline, bassy house, like, I don't know what you call it. What do you call it? Two-step? What do you call it? It makes bangers, basically, and he had got General Levy on a garage track, and then ours, I think, was released, like, a week later, and I'm sure he's like, General Levy's such an amazing artist. Like, I know people know him for like the Wicked, but he's so diverse and so talented. So I'm sure he's probably done loads of garage songs, but I'd not actually heard him on garage. So I was like, this will be sick, and it was just like a really, I don't know, I just had like a really good feeling about it, and I thought, no, I really like this. I'm gonna really, really push for something to happen. So that was just was just amazing. Like to know that you can do it.
Yeah.
Because you know people always talk about gatekeepers this and gatekeepers that. And don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
There are gatekeepers, I'm sure, but really and truly, if you just put the work in, you can make it happen.
It's that hard work, isn't it?
Yeah.
Some people, I know, they just want to like put a link out on SoundCloud.
Yeah.
And I'm like, is that all you're gonna fucking do?
Yeah.
Because that's how if someone wants to work with me now, I'm like, what's your promo plan? What's your marketing plan? Yeah. Love the track, but if it's just gonna go to waste, I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
And I don't even mean that in like if you're not gonna do it, but I just think.
What's the point in you putting the graft in if they're not going to put the graft in? And that's something that Danny's been like good at. He's like, well, what's their plans with the track? I'm like, don't know. I like it though.
Yeah.
Like but what are they going to do to push it? I'm just like, I haven't asked them that.
Yeah.
So like he's very much like that with that mindset. Like what and rightfully so, because if you've been grafting to get to the point where people are approaching you, then you want to know like. What is your plans? Like, what are you doing, or are you actively trying? Because you don't need to have the biggest fan base. You don't need to have a big budget, but are you trying? Yeah. Are you working hard?
That's the main thing.
Yeah.
I think it's like artists get lazy when it comes to the release. It's like, oh, okay, I've added it to all these, you know, Spotify, whatever, and now it's release day, and then it's like some people don't even do posts about it, and I'm just like, oh. You're making me not want to care now.
Yeah. It's true. I think there's probably been like a couple of songs that, like, I don't know, maybe not mentioned, but generally I try to like. Yeah. Really.
Try to push everything.
Yeah.
Well done on your top 40.
Thank you very much.
Or 2 top 40, sorry. Or maybe even like top 20 we could say, couldn't we?
Yeah, top 30, like... Well, the thing is, it did actually... The first one got to number 12 in the official downloads charts, so that was really fucking cool.
Yeah.
Because I was like... Obviously, everything's so based on streaming now.
Yeah.
But had that have been back in the day, that would have been quite cool.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well done.
Thank you. It means a lot.
What are your thoughts on streaming? Does it bother you that... There's not much money in the streaming in Spotify, you know, because it's like, they say it's like 0.01% or whatever that Spotify give you, and it is a bit shit, but...
I don't know if it bothers... I don't know if I do, if I'm being honest with you. Like, I don't know the ins and outs. I'm not a lawyer. I don't know how it works. I don't know who's ripping off who. I've not got a clue.
You're just making the music.
I'm making the music, and, like... I mean... It's hard. I just think it's hard now to make money off of releasing music because of that reason, because it is like 0.01 pence or whatever it is per stream. And the only way you can actually make a decent little bit of money off that is if you're getting added to the big playlists, or unless you have a massive fan base. And don't get me wrong, I have an amazing following. I'm so grateful. But that doesn't always translate to streams or downloads, because some people, they just want to see a post on social media and that's that. They don't whatever. But like, it doesn't bother me. Like, a lot of people are really passionate about it, and I think I understand
very passionate
why.
about it, and I get it.
I get it as well. And I think if you can, I don't know, like, because I don't know. People are like, oh yeah, you must get everyone over to Spotify, and other people are like, oh, you must do this, you must do that, and there's so much outside noise. Like, just it doesn't bother me as such. I just think, but I don't. Maybe it would if I knew that I was getting actively ripped off. If I knew the ins and outs, maybe it would piss me off, but I don't. So what's the saying? Like, ignorance is bliss. There you go, and it really is.
But if you need to know, it will happen. You know, I believe in timing. Timing's big for everything. There's been things I haven't given a shit about in the past, and then things come up, and I'm like, oh yeah, I care about that now. Yeah,
just for me, like, money's never been the motivator, so it's like, don't get me wrong, it'd be nice to like, make loads of money off streaming, but we'll get there. Yeah, absolutely. So what's coming up for you next? I know you dropped that little, was it Sigma? You could be potentially working with Sigma. Yeah, that'll be, like, fingers crossed that comes off. I think them guys is cool. Yeah. I've got a track with Wiser and Corrupted Mind, which I'm really excited about. Like, I really like both of them. I think Wiser's amazing. Yeah. Like, I think Corrupted Mind's amazing. Lots of different collaborations possibly coming up. One big thing that's happening for me this year that I've like still don't really feel real is I'm going to be performing at the O2.
Oh,
which is but like the
Wait.
actual arena, which is really cool. Because I've done like O2 Indigo and stuff like that. That's like a big one for me. That's
is that
happening.
your own show?
No, I wish. I couldn't fill out the O2 as much as I'd like to believe I could.
Well,
it's for Garage Nation, which is really cool. So I'm like a tiny little part of it.
Oh yeah, I think I saw your post or the flyer or something.
Yeah.
And again, I'm like, go on, girl.
Thank you. Yeah, no, that's really cool. But to be fair, like again, I'm just out here winging it. Like, music industry just takes so many different twists and turns that like I might have a plan and that might go out the window and something else will happen and like, but really focusing on my presenting and trying to, because I feel like for me, like my radio show brings everything together. It brings all the elements I love about music into one. Like I can sing, I can DJ, I can present, I can talk about the music that I love. It all brings it together. And off the back of that, like, I started doing parties called Leanne's House Party.
Yeah.
So it's, for me, it's this year, and also I'm just like trying to be better, trying to be healthier.
Yeah.
And trying to be happy. Yeah. And just keep focusing, moving forward, and trying to bring it all together and presenting for me. I think that's where
your focus.
Yeah, but it brings it all the elements together. So it's nice, just cracking on with that. And I don't know what I have in store for me, but I never do.
That's the fun part of the journey.
Like just see where it goes.
Whatever happens.
Yeah. What about you?
I've actually been lots of more collaborations, but I'm actually turning more into like the fitness world. Like I've recently just qualified as a spin instructor.
Oh, sick!
And I'm taking spin classes at my gym, and I've got my DJ playlist, and I'm like,
sick.
Let's go. So that's really cool. Long-term goal would be like to put on like a wellness sort of mini festival, like with meditation and some fitness stuff, and then some sound baths. Like that's the direction that I'm thinking of going. Not definite, but I'm just thinking that's where I'm at now personally. I'm all about just trying to find that peace, that inner peace, that love, that internal alignment, and just reminding people that they can have a good life and they can have it all. So I'm kind of shifted in that wellness sort of direction.
That's really lovely.
Yeah, because I'm studying NLP as well at the moment.
What is that?
Neuro-linguistic programming.
No idea.
It's basically
so to do with the brain.
The language of the brain. Yeah, neuro-brain, linguistics, language, neuro-linguistic programming. Yeah, it's how the brain works.
That's so fucking cool.
So something I'm moving, not necessarily away from music. I'll always gonna do music, but things are more shifting for me in like a new ventures in my life, and it's going that way. I don't know where it's gonna fucking go, but I'm just studying all these different courses. And even doing this podcast, and just sitting down and having an honest chat, and just I don't know. I feel like I just want to remind people to stay connected with themselves, with others, with life, and not get too caught up in all this, social media shit. It's great, it is. There's so many great benefits to it, but it's just so much disconnect. I just want to try and bring it back somehow.
It's not healthy, and I think that's amazing.
Thank you.
You're the right person for the job, mate. Like, thank you. I'm excited to see what you do.
Thank you so much, and thank you for coming on.
Mate. It was an absolute pleasure.
Yay!
On this to Jasmine Night. Thank you for having me.
That's
what an honour.
Is there any last words you'd like to say? Anything else you want to maybe touch on?
I'm way too forgetful.
Well, you can come back.
If you've got to this point in the interview, then you probably know who we are. Not interview, the podcast. Interview.
That's enough for now. Everyone's probably thinking, all right, girls, shut the fuck up.
Yeah. But no, not really. Like,
Okay.
later on I'll be like, I should have mentioned that. Nah. Like, it's
Always
been lovely being
back.
here. Thank you.
Yeah, and it's nice to get to know you. I feel now I can say this. I know Leanne.
Thank you.
Instead of just your social media.
Yeah, because you don't get to see people's real life on their social media.
Yeah.
You don't.
Exactly.
It's lovely chatting to you, mate. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Peace out.
Peace out. Oh.
Okay.